All right, next up, the Packers going to Chicago, the 7th seed Packers. This is a almost pick, Jay, I feel like, this game. As you look at some of the notable DraftKings prices for each player, is not surprised because of the volume to see Josh Jacobs at the top of the board there, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Although volume at the end of the year with some injuries, and it did get a little wonky at times.
He did, but, you know, in games in which he does get a lot of work, where he's seen at least 15 touches a season, you know, he's averaging over 18 fantasy points per game. He's scored in 8 of 10 games on the road at Chicago. He's had a few weeks to heal up. This is their best chance. Like, again, one of the tougher players in the NFL. I think Josh Jacobs gets a big workload here against Chicago, and I think he's fairly successful. I like all the running backs in this game. If I was Chicago, I wouldn't let Caleb Williams throw it. Like, I mean, that defense, since Micah Parsons has gone down, is, I mean, we saw what Derrick Henry did to them, right? I don't think it's a particularly strong run defense. I think the Bears have a very good offensive line. It's going to be cold in Chicago. I think I would just, DeAndre Swift, Kyle Manungai, DeAndre Swift. I would just pound the hell out of it left and right if I was Chicago.
Yeah. What do you think of this Packers defense now? Because coming into the season, before the Parsons trade, the Packers were like a trendy Super Bowl pick. I understand the offense doesn't have Tucker Kraft, but I think we're that concerned about their offense. On defense, it's still like, you've still got an elite safety pairing. You've still got Edgerrin Cooper and Cole at linebacker. I understand there's no Parsons there, but Lucas Van Ness is healthy. Right. Deshaun Gary's there. The corners are a little suspect.
That's the number one question for me is the corner play, right? And this is somebody in Ben Johnson that is he going to know how to scheme a couple touches to Luther Burden and DJ Moore. And Rome Odunze being on the field helps the usage of those guys. So that's the matchup that concerns me.
I'm looking at that screen there on the board, Luther Burden at $4,600. So the Bears and
These
Packers
are all DraftKings prices for DFS, by the way.
DraftKings prices, yes. So they played twice within 2 weeks, right? Week 14, Week 16. That first matchup, Luther Burden led the Bears in receiving. So I do agree with you, Matthew, in saying they should attack by running the ball. You literally just saw what Derrick Henry did to him. But we know Caleb Williams is going to throw somewhere around 20 to 25 passes, somewhere in that range, and we know he could break the pocket, scramble, and Luther Burden is a guy I think who could pay off with that price of any of the Bears receivers.
Yeah, Manungai, fun guy, legacy game, incoming. I like that, Logan Leapock.
He's hard to tackle.
Yeah, I think people have written off the Packers a little prematurely because Parsons went down and they're the 7th seed. Like, they're literally favored on the road in this game. Yes. And if they win this game, they'll be underdogs in Seattle. But I think they'll have the quarterback advantage. I feel better about Jordan Love than I do Sam Darnold. And so, anything can happen. This is a very open year.
There's no question about that. And that's my concern about the Seahawks just overall, is that just we've seen Sam Darnold in these big games melt down.
Yeah, people, the chatter about Darnold after the Niners game, I thought was perplexing. It's like, Darnold wins the big game. It's like, I didn't think Sam Darnold was a big part of them winning that game. His first drive where he looks off Charbonnet wide open in the flat into the end zone is so rattled by that he can't get them lined up and they have to call timeout. Darnold, he made some throws in the second half, but he was very shaky.
But he didn't lose it.
Yeah.
Like when he was at the end of his Vikings career. So I think that's kind of what they compared it to.
They're grading him on a curve.
Yes.
He wasn't an unmitigated disaster the way he has been in other big games.
The thing is, it's really hard to actively lose a game against the Niners defense. Like, it's just really hard. Phil Rivers torched them. Right. Caleb Williams put up 38 against them.
the last shootout game versus the Rams, 38-37, to withstand Matthew Stafford going ape shit, just going crazy, and to still come out and win that game with Sam Darnold as your quarterback.
He made some great throws on that final drive, for sure.
I will also say Colston Loveland, if you're going to punt at tight end, 4,400 is kind of interesting. Since week 9, he's the 4th best tight end in fantasy football.
Look at the prop board for this one. I have a feeling the passing will be pretty similar, and there it is right there. Although Jordan Love, because of the deep throwing, with the higher number in this game.
Give me Luther Burden over here. I know Dunze's back.
I think that would be the play, just because he can do that in 2 plays with his ability after the catch. Christian Watson primed for what you think would be a big game, or at least a value play on the DraftKings prices.
Yeah, I think Jordan Love as well over 222.5. We forget because he got hurt, but he was looking great to start that game against the Bears. He was coming off a really hot stretch going into that game as well before he suffered the concussion. And the secret about the Bears is their defense isn't very good at all. Yeah. Brock Purdy did whatever he wanted against them, despite losing Trent Williams on the first play of the game.
No team allows a higher completion percentage on deep passes, 15 yards or more downfield, than the Chicago Bears. So I do think, to your point about Christian Watson, that feels that feels like a low number for me to Christian Watson, especially because he's healthy and he's been the focal point of this passing attack since he's come back.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.